Hello everyone, welcome back to Acreage living in Fresno County. My name is Yue Lehman and I help my clients buying and selling acreage properties in Fresno County. Today we're going to talk about the pros and cons of acreage living in Fresno County. Let's get started. Pro number one, you get to have more privacy and more space and possibly a view at an acreage home than a city home. So different from your city home lot where you're right next to neighbors. When you walk out into your backyard, you can hear your neighbors. You can maybe sometimes see what they're doing and they see what you're doing. At your own acreage property, you have so much more space. Your fence is far away from your house and you get to enjoy a little bit more privacy with your own family when you're hanging out outside. Pro number two, we have so many national parks that are close to us. So the most popular one is probably Yosemite National Park. It's so internationally famous that our local airport, the Fresno Airport, is named Yosemite International Airport. Although I feel like that's probably one of the smallest international airports there is, because it's really easy to go in and out of. Like, you can walk through the entire thing within 10-20 minutes. So Yosemite National Park is to the north of us. We also have two other national parks, Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park. That's about an hour and a half to 2 hours east of Fresno. Yosemite National Park, it's about 2.5 hours to 3 hours north of Fresno. So yeah, all of these parks have beautiful hikes from different levels, all the way from easy to super hard, and they have beautiful views. If you love hikes, you love watching for wildlife, and just being in nature or camping in these parks, this is a place to be. You're so close to them. I personally have my own pass and I use that a lot. Although recently Kings Canyon National Park and Sequoia National Park, they have some major road closure. So I'm looking forward for them to open the roads to do a bunch more hikes as the weather warms up. Number three, you have so much space in the yard for your children and fur babies to play in. I think we all agree that kids and pets really enjoy some outdoor life. They love playing in the sun, playing with the dirt, and just being able to run around, explore nature, watch the animals, and learn about the animals, learn about the trees, and everything. And like fur babies too, we have cats and a dog. We love watching them rolling in the dirt, and they just give us so much joy. Number four, you get to design your own garden and grow your own food. That's so exciting. It might be one of the main reasons that you really want to live in an acreage home is to be able to grow your own food. And guess what? You get to design your own garden just the way you want it to be. And you get to plant your own seeds, water your own plants, watch them grow, care for them, all the way to harvesting. And let me tell you, the stuff that we grow, the vegetables we grow, and I say we because my husband does most of the work, you can taste the difference from the food that we grow from our garden with the ones we used to buy from the grocery stores. So when you get to that point, it's very exciting. Okay, we can't forget about being able to finally enjoy your outdoor hobbies. Things like fishing if you have a pond, maybe hunting if you have a large property and the location allows for it. Or if you're a horse person, you can finally have your own horse at your own property and get to hang out with them every day and ride often. And last but not least, affordability. Okay, so I think everyone knows California is one of the most expensive states in the US, and with many big name cities like San Francisco Bay Area, Los Angeles, Orange County, San Diego, Santa Barbara, Napa area. These are all extremely expensive areas. They're all beautiful, but really expensive. Um, a lot of people don't see themselves ever becoming homeowners in those cities. But here in Fresno, it's a lot cheaper than those areas. Our housing is a lot cheaper. Cost of living is a lot cheaper since housing is a big part of cost of living. So just a little data to share with you here. Acreage homes sold in Fresno County, median price was $545,000. So I know with that price in some of these other cities I just mentioned, all you could get is a bare lot inside the city, and you have neighbors' houses right next to your bare lot. Here you can buy a property with some land on it. Okay, so that's all of the pros I have for today. Next, we'll move on to the cons. Number one, we talk about cost. Con number one is it could be a little bit more expensive than living in the city in Fresno. Because when you have an acreage property, you are probably on the outskirts of the cities. So you might have a premium in terms of cable, internet, maybe pest service. You might have to pay for your own septic maintenance, well maintenance, all these type of costs. Some of them you wouldn't have in a home in a city. Others, they might just end up being more expensive than in a city. Number two, convenience in terms of location. Of course, depending on where exactly you're living, it might be a few minutes of drive to where you go every day. Like if you commute to work every day, if you take your kids to school every day, but you live relatively far from where you need to go, that could be inconvenient. But if you, on the flip side, if you work from home, you go grocery shopping once a week or once every 2 weeks, you can, your lifestyle or your preferred lifestyle, you don't really travel outside of the home a whole lot. That doesn't really affect you too much. Number three, we can't really talk about the cons without talking about the hot summers in Fresno. So it's not uncommon for us to have over 105-degree days, several days in a row. It gets very, very hot. It's dry heat. I think I would much prefer dry heat than humid heat. So if you really can't deal with that, that could be a big turnoff for you. Pretty much everyone have ACs in their home. I have to say, with the sun though, that's what provides so much nutrients and possibilities for our local food to grow so well. So many of the food, different vegetables, nuts, fruits that feed into the rest of the country are grown here in the Central Valley of California, thanks to the sun, the rich soil, and the water, of course. Okay, last but not least, this town in general is not really a walkable town. Of course, there are pockets of the cities, like city centers, Fresno, Clovis, certain pockets. It's very easy to walk anywhere you need to go. But for most people, you have to have a car to get around or have to take public transportation. And if you live out in the country on the outskirts of the city on an acreage home, you pretty much have to drive everywhere. But I think that was already assumed when you know you wanted to live on an acreage home. Okay, people, that wraps up the pros and cons of acreage living in Fresno County. I hope you learned something today, or at least reinforce your ideas about our town. If you start to think about possibly buying an acreage home for you and your family, make sure you give me a call, no matter how early it is, because that's how I can best help you, and maybe ask the right questions to help you figure out where you really want to be. Okay, that is it for today. I will see you next week. Bye.